this section. All right, we are recording and we are off to the races. So Julie, I'll have you go ahead and introduce, and then we'll get started on today.
Well, welcome everybody to our regularly scheduled marketing workshop series. Today we have Chris Amos, the founder of No Boundaries Marketing, and he is going to be talking about holiday marketing for 2020. Really, right now, I know it's only September, but the holidays are going to be upon us like you would not believe. They're going to be here like tomorrow. So really, this is a great opportunity to learn from an expert how to really kind of get a head start. So go ahead, Chris, and thank you for hosting this workshop for us today.
Oh, absolutely. Awesome. All right. Well, like Julie said, today's class is on holiday marketing. So I hate to break it to you, but if you're just now starting, you are behind the power curve. Statistically speaking, big box retailers, all the big fish in the pond, if you will, believe it or not, they actually start planning for holiday marketing clear back in March. So this is nothing new. This is something that, oftentimes turns companies into the black every year. And so, it's something that we all need to be cognizant of. And there's a couple of little tips and tricks we're going to give you today. And so to kind of start off with everything, obviously, truth is, if you're just now getting started, like we talked about, you're behind the curve, big box retailers. June and July was actually, and I actually just did a seminar the other day with another company, and I actually found out that my stat is incorrect there. It is actually March, not June and July. Most businesses should be starting around June and July. So anyway, a little update that we need to do there. But this is really our time to shine. This is really our time to connect on several levels. It's not just about promotions and, all the profit and all the fun stuff. There's so much more to this. And so this is a time for us to connect as a community. This is a time for us to get behind another cause. This is a time for us to connect with our clients. So there's so much that can be had from holiday marketing. So concepts covered today, we're going to talk about PR, so public relations. That's a big one. We're going to talk about CRMs, email marketing, promotions or coupons, websites, social media, and then we'll dabble into a couple other things. But these are the main topics we're going to talk about today. So to go ahead and get started, holiday marketing 2020. We are going to have a little fun today. So I'm not going to tell you these. These are going to be for you to do on your own. Normally, we would have a little bit of engagement, but there's a few people on today. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of streamline through this, but I'm going to give you guys a few days that you may not have thought about. So what is it? And then what do we do? So first things first, I always like to tell clients, we need to shake it off. This has been a stressful year. There's been so much going on, and there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of negativity out there. And really, in order to really have fun with this, you got to shake it off. You got to have, you got to get this bad energy out of here in order to be creative. And I can tell you from experience, when I hit a mental block, it's normally because something bad happened or something negative happened. I'm just holding on to something. I wear it in my shoulders. It's not a good thing. I can tell you, I'm not at my best when I'm in that mode. So, you just got to kind of sit down. You got to take a deep breath and have a little fun with this. Step 2, we got to sit down and we got to identify the significance behind certain dates and, just, again, think outside the box. That's really what I'm going to hopefully get out of you today. So looking at the dates here. So we actually have a few slides of this, so you're going to bear with me here. But, really this starts at Labor Day. This is when holiday marketing is at its finest. Labor Day, clear back to September. Now, obviously, that's come and gone, but there's still a ton of opportunity out there. We have Oktoberfest, the first day of fall. My favorite holiday, October 1st, National Coffee Day. So, yes, we'll be celebrating. International Bosses Day for everybody in my office that's thinking about, what to do, just throwing that day out there. But we have Halloween, we have Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday. Believe it or not, free shipping day. Didn't even know that was a thing, but that's a thing. Free delivery by Christmas Eve, December 18th. You have Hanukkah, you have holiday shipping deadline. So believe it or not, those have become holidays now. So where businesses are wrapping promotions around it. Last day to get out your cards, last day for ground shipping, last day for 2-day shipping, last day for next day air. Believe it or not, those are huge promotions for business. And it's really, we're going to kind of teach you the way to do this because it's not all that difficult to really think about how you could tie your business into it. Other ones, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, of course. The week after Christmas, the Christmas returns. I know we all love going to Walmart during that time. But again, believe it or not, that's a huge holiday now. Businesses are using that to their advantage. So for most of this, it's about just thinking outside of the box and how could you apply your business, how could you apply a promotional, campaign towards this. And we're not talking about to discount everything. A lot of businesses, unfortunately, they're not in a position to discount. But this is just about perception of the deal. Maybe you offer free consultations. Maybe you're offering gift packages. Maybe there's thousands of things you can do. But really think about this. And again, you don't have to do something for everything. It's just really an acknowledgement of these days. But think about maybe one or two or three that you could do and implement today and say, you know what, for Halloween, I'm going to play guess how many candies are in the candy jar. You might win a $25 gift card. Something fun like that really can create a lot of good positive energy, get some awareness about your business. And like I said, at the same time, you're having a little bit of fun. Same thing, you can use Christmas Eve. You can go back to National Coffee Day, my favorite. If you wanted to buy your favorite marketing coffee, that's a fantastic day to do that. But there's tons of opportunity in here to really create a promotion for your business. So the question really becomes, how will COVID impact our holiday sales in 2020? Well, let's talk about what we know versus what we think. We know people are going online. Unfortunately, or fortunate, however you want to look at it, there's still a lot of hesitation behind going out into a retail setting. Now, there are those people that are going headstrong into it, and fantastic. There are other people who are being a little bit more cautious, and that's okay too. So what we want to do, we do know, statistically speaking, e-commerce rose 30% last quarter alone. So 33% to be exact. That's a huge statistic. So it shows us consumers are adopting technology more. Consumers are adapting to online shopping systems. And to be honest, for better, actually. I know for us, it was a little bit of a challenge. I never even thought, I'll give you kind of our story, but, me as the marketer, I promote this stuff all day, every day. And so when we think about it, I never really grasped onto the concept of ordering my groceries online. I always thought to myself, okay, no, but kind of like the grocery store, kind of like, playing around, and there's always something new, something fun that I don't need that inevitably I'm going to buy, and that's the game. So, right, I'm just playing the game there. But now with COVID, I really don't want to go to the store. No offense. It's just not that enjoyable to be, have to wear a mask. It's not that enjoyable to have to try to be, socially distanced from everybody and then wonder, did somebody sneeze on that apple? Did they not? There's, like I said, so many questions to ask. So I just figured, out of sight, out of home, I'm going to order it to me. That seems safer. So really, that opened me up. The first time I did it, I thought to myself, okay, not too bad. A couple of items were wrong, but no big deal. I can manage. I normally get the wrong item anyway, so it's okay. But now it's become almost a blessing. I sit back, oh goodness, I haven't gone to the store. And let me go ahead. I just pop onto my phone. I can literally order my Safeway groceries delivery in 15 minutes. And guess what? They're going to be there the next day. Now, it's such a stress reliever for us. For all of my clients this year, we've already ordered all of our little gifts for our clients this year. And guess what? The beautiful thing, I can have it shipped directly to my client. I don't have to touch it. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about delivering it. So many conveniences, or let's just call them efficiencies, have been made through COVID. So, if there is a silver lining behind this, maybe that's it. But with that said, there's tons of other reasons. So Salesforce predicts that up to 30% of global retail sales will be made up through digital channels this upcoming holiday season. That's huge. That may not seem like a large number, but that's a huge number. That's a huge jump. Nearly 85% of retailers believe that online sales will increase this year to last year. I think that's pretty much common sense. And really boosting your online presence is more important than that. So that's really, if you need more of the whys, I always like to tell clients, everybody wants to know the why behind things. Well, there's your why. Every statistic is pointing in that direction as to really focusing on your online presence. And there's really not a business that I've run across that can't participate. Again, you don't have to have a physical retail product in order to do holiday marketing. So We're going to talk first about some PR. So really, this applies all across the board, but we focus this into a PR category, public relations, because it's all about messaging. Messaging and selling points that worked last year may not be as relevant this year. And so we know the world has changed. We have to be very sensitive to how we say things, what we say, so on and so forth. And so you need to be cognizant of that message. And so we want to look at, again, this year, a big thing is going to be around nonprofits, because ultimately they're really struggling right now. A lot of nonprofits out there who, relied on donations and participation, places of worship, name it. There's a ton of them that have been significantly impacted by COVID-19 because the lack of presence has obviously diminished those donations. And so now, that's going to be a huge plus. We're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a minute. But again, really consider your messaging. What are you pushing? What are you pitching? How are you pitching it? Does it benefit? Does it not benefit somebody else? I mean, again, you just really got to tailor your messaging, and then you have to be consistent across the board. The last thing that we want to see is for the website to say things some way, social media to say things another way, and then maybe, who knows, your email marketing or something like that references it a third way. All you're doing is creating confusion and turmoil. The next step is pitching your products to a holiday gift guide. So this is for those businesses that have those physical products. This is worse than something not a lot of small businesses advantage of, but I can tell you, huge market for this. So let me give you an example. We have a client here in Surprise. The business is called Loyal Life, and so Del Rey is the owner. And again, nice, wonderful small business, has some homemade, holistic type products. And what they do, she makes them all. And so she reached out to us, and we developed a really awesome message this year for what she has to offer. Believe it or not, we actually pitched it to some major holiday gift guides. This is nothing fancy. This is something that anybody is capable of doing. You just got to, again, use a little bit of common sense. You just got to find that right market, that gift guide or that gift website or blogger that, really focuses on your products. And you send them something. You reach out to them and ask them, hey, I am so-and-so of so-and-so. We create products for underprivileged children or whatever it is you do. And, we would like to send you a sample of that for inclusion in your next holiday gift guide. And believe it or not, they're very receptive to that. You have to remember why. The why is so important behind this because, again, without people like you, me, and all these other small businesses out there that are just trying to make it, they're just trying to get their products into the right person's hands. They need you. We need them. They need us. It's a synergy. And so what you have to remember is, if they don't have products, they don't have a gift guide. If they don't have a gift guide, they don't make money. So again, this is full circle. Now, that doesn't mean we approach them and we're going to be arrogant about it. That just means that we try to find that common ground as to how can we benefit each other. And so you're going to send this. You can send this off to journalists. I mean, the newspaper, they do stuff still too. Local periodicals. There are so many sources out there. Again, you just got to uncomplicate things for a minute and just sit back and say, well, you know what would be a good source for my products? If I sell a retail product, maybe that's, I might do a search for, in Loyal Life's case, holistic bath bombs or, homemade bath bombs or, whatever it is. Lo and behold, when we pitched this to 3 different publications this year, all 3 of them came back and said, absolutely, we would love to sample your products. Sent them over. One of them, in fact, has roughly about 3 million people that follow. And if you can imagine what that could do for her business this year, should they choose to publish her products in their magazine, that is incredible. And again, this is something, doesn't even have to be a physical print publication. This could just be a blogger with an amazing following. This could be, again, a newspaper. You name it. There's tons of opportunity out there. So this just happened to work really, really well. It's hit or miss. Again, don't beat yourself up if you don't get anything because it happens. And, it happens to us as professionals. So you just put your best foot forward, you wish for the best, and, you just keep moving on. It's a numbers game. So if I don't stress that anymore, let me just tell you, all of this is a numbers game. The more you do, the more likely you are to get a feature. So pro tip is always, send full-size products. A lot of people want to try to scale this because they might be sending it out to multiple people, so they try to do sample sizes of things. Just remember, you're trying to pitch somebody, put your best foot forward. Send full-size products. Make sure you have a well-documented presentation, all of your literature, everything has to be on point. So don't slack. This is not our opportunity to cut corners. This is our time to, again, put our best foot forward. So for those non-retail product type businesses, this is where we get to shine as service experts. So again, we need to position ourselves as experts in an industry. So believe it or not, I can think of a dozen businesses right now that all applicable to holiday marketing. You have automotive businesses for holiday travel. So if you're a repair shop, there's an awesome idea right there, hey, what do people need to know about when they travel for holidays? Snowbirds are going to be coming back. If they haven't left, then the ones that didn't leave are still here. But for the ones that are coming back, there's an awesome opportunity there for, how to prepare for that holiday travel. So many opportunities with, again, plumbers, preparing your pipes for the winter. I mean, you don't really have to worry about that too much here in the Valley, but it does get below freezing. So service your heater if you're an HVAC contractor, annual insurance reviews, annual financial reviews for, those type of businesses. So like I said, this is our opportunity to think outside the box and really how could we leverage the holiday season to benefit our business. So even if you don't have a product or service, a product, you can position yourself as an expert in an industry and reach out to the same media contacts. Whereas we're not going to be featuring in gift guides, we're going to reach out to other businesses or other periodicals or other, types of publications. So again, just be extremely targeted. That's your best practice here, is that we need to focus. Do not just go out and throw hooks out in every single place. Be strategic about it and actually put some effort into that. When you do, I promise you it will be recorded. You might strike out a few times, but eventually somebody's going to bite and it's going to be all worth it. Next up, we've all heard of influencers. And so this is kind of a big thing now. Influencer marketing, despite what you may have heard, a lot of people will say, influencer marketing's dead, or, because there's a lot of controversy around certain things. We're not talking about Miley Cyrus. We're not talking about, some of these, giant YouTube stars with millions of followers. We're talking about local, relevant influencers. This could be, and again, this is just using hypothetical. This could be somebody like the mayor of Surprise. Now, granted, they're not going to, just because of their position, they're not allowed, I don't believe, to get behind certain things. But, if there's somebody influential in the community that, might share the same beliefs and values as you, or might be interested in your product, there's a great opportunity. Again, we all have them in our relevant businesses. So this, again, is where you have to think outside the box and find somebody with a larger following than you and utilize that resource. A lot of people look at influencers and say, they got to have 1 million followers. No, that's not true at all. Those are great. Don't get me wrong. But reality is we're just trying to generate traction anywhere we can. So influencers could be somebody as simple as another like business of yours. So not necessarily in your industry, but somebody that your products or services correlate with. Maybe a nonprofit. Like I said, tons of opportunity there. So we just need to find relevant influencers or partners, however you want to word that, to get you in front of a larger target audience. So that's different than yours. That's the real key here. We want to make sure that, it's not our same target audience. I wouldn't want to go to another marketing company that, again, I already compete with, that share the same audience that I do. That wouldn't benefit me at all. What I want to do is I want to look for maybe marketing companies that do different products and services than I offer. And then we create a partnership or a synergy that way, and we can cross-promote each other, so on and so forth. That would be a really great relationship to build for us as a marketing agency. Next one is going to be advantages to using PR. So this is kind of that why. Again, I try to push this with every client because, again, I can talk all day long, but the reality is most businesses, they want to know the why. They want to know why they should do something to more or less get that buy-in. So here again is your why. So again, by doing or taking these steps, you're going to boost your digital presence. You're going to have a potential source of website traffic. All PR, at least digitally, has SEO benefits, and that's an unrealized benefit behind most of these type of things. When somebody, and I'll give you a great example. If my domain authority for my website, let's just say noboundaries.marketing, has a domain authority of 50. Okay, that would be a rock star. I'd be thrilled if I did, but I don't. But let's just say we had a domain authority of 50. Let's say your domain authority was a 10. By virtue of me featuring your products or services, or a website for that matter, on my website, Google looks at that and say, oh, wow, okay, guilt by association. because that business is associated with you, obviously, your trusted authority, they must also be as well. And so they look at that as, oh, okay, so the more we can associate with businesses that rank higher than us, the better the benefit. So again, huge opportunity there, and most of the time unrealized. Other opportunities: increase brand exposure, provide social proof or third-party validation. That's another big one. If you look at our website, I have a little feature at the very bottom of my website on the homepage that says as featured in. These are our PR features that we've gotten over the years that validate that we know what we're doing. I don't just speak because I like to hear myself. I speak based on, research, tons of hours of learning. And there's so much that goes into our job that people don't realize as marketers. This is the social proof or third-party validation. As kind of a cool thing, our agency was just nominated for one of the top 10 PR companies for COVID-19 in the country. That's a huge accolade for us. Something that, quite honestly, we work really, really, really hard to get. And so, these are those third-party validations that people look for to say, oh, okay, these guys are a trusted authority in marketing. So if somebody's on the fence, the example that I would give is, if somebody's on the fence, like, okay, they're interested, they're ready to bite, but they're just not sure that this is the right company for them. So maybe they want to do a little bit more research. Well, this is oftentimes that extra push that somebody needs to help them get, well, basically, I know we say, helps them get past themselves, helps them get out of their own way. So, and then last but not least, the right strategy can really boost conversion rates and drive sales. So again, this is the numbers game, people. So how can you compete? So above and beyond PR, I know that's a lot of information already, but how do you compete with these big box retailers throwing so much into their marketing? How do you compete with, all these other brands going digital right now? Well, the truth is, it's going to be stiff. There's going to be a lot of competition this year. And sadly, those businesses that, haven't really taken this to heart yet, they're going to be behind the power curve. You really, really, really need to take this stuff seriously. But for the ones that have taken it seriously and have been investing in this for the entire time, those are the ones that are going to be ahead of the game. So that's going to be awesome. That's good for them. But it doesn't mean the ones that haven't can't compete. So how do we make sure we don't fall short? The first and foremost is customer service. That is going to be our differentiator this year. Holidays are often, it's a joyful time of the year. They're notorious for creating a lot of stress. I can tell you Black Friday, never doing that again. Did that one time, actually stood out in front of Target and vowed never, ever, ever again. People are crazy. And so if that's something you dig, more power to you. But for me, you're never going to catch me out there again. So much stress, so much, nonsense that goes on. It's time to bring some, customer service into the game. Wow somebody, make them feel great. Your business can truly alleviate consumer stress by providing really just that wow experience. Genuinely asking somebody as they come in, hey, how are you doing today? Better yet, if you know them by name. That is just, I love it. I can tell you, when I go into those businesses that I frequent, we have some restaurants here in Surprise that we'll walk in, oh, hey, Chris, hey, Jolene, how are you guys doing today? There is nothing that makes you feel better that morning than going into a restaurant that they know your name. It's just a good thing. Where the waiters and the staff, they know you, they're bringing your drinks out to the table. Like that's A game. That is customer service at its finest. But if you're not a restaurant, how else can you do it? Again, a simple greeting when somebody comes in. A thank you for doing business. That really honestly goes a long way. So think outside the box. How can you be different? If everybody does that, well, what else can you add without, taking away from the overall? Again, we can't be so burdened that we fall short on our other expectations. We have to maintain our businesses. But this, again, how can you wow somebody with customer service? It's really the question you got to ask yourself. Next up, show customers the appreciation they deserve. So that really does go along with the last slide. I know that seems like it goes hand in hand, but this is a little bit more about after the sale. So for us, I can tell you as a best practice on what we do. Anytime a business refers us, I send them a thank you card. Why? Even if that person doesn't sign up, that's not the point. The point is that person thought about me enough and they thought so highly of me that they're going to recommend me. That's awesome. I can't thank them enough. In fact, I don't think I'm doing enough by just sending a thank you card. But reality, and I've gotten feedback from clients. They really, really appreciate that. I send holiday cards. I send anniversary cards. Again, sometimes that little card in the mail is all they need to feel appreciated. Other ways you can do it, you can do loyalty programs. Those are fantastic. If buy 10 products, get one free. You don't always have to do those to show that appreciation, but again, that's loyalty is a form of an appreciation or gratitude program. So you can use those. Again, exclusive offers, specific emails that only go out to those people. Again, it's anything to show somebody that, hey, we value you as a customer. Next up, this goes along with that whole virtual product showcase. The whole virtual shopping this year. So again, we know that is going to be just the way people shop. The vast majority of people, and I say that loosely, I wouldn't say necessarily the vast majority, but a large portion of the population are going to shop online this year. So how as small businesses or even medium-sized businesses do we compete with those big box retailers? Well, it's actually not as difficult as you think. The key is we have to leverage the resources that we have in front of us. One of those resources is a virtual product showcase. So you can use these on social media. You can use them on your website. There's email marketing. There's a lot of ways you can use this. And not to overcomplicate it, but it's a really simple way. Just create a video of your product. You showcase that you're still the expert. That this solves a need, so on and so forth. Little walk around of the product, whatever it is. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a small cup all the way up to clothing, you name it. Now, again, if you have thousands of products in your store, I get it. That's a tough thing. You can't. We can, but it would be difficult to do multiple products. But if you got 5 or 10 that you really want to focus on for the holiday season that you really want to move, start there and then expand. This digital thing, hate to break it to you, but it ain't going away. So this is going to be something that you're going to build on throughout the years. And once you get yourself caught up or to the point where you're really looking forward or you're forward thinking, well, now it becomes a lot easier because you're not doing 1,000 products at a time. So again, for some businesses, that's going to be light bulb just went off for you. For other ones, it might be a little bit difficult, but I promise you, you will reap rewards in the end if you follow that tip, because this is for people to look, touch, and feel. They can't necessarily do that online. So, we got to give them another way to kind of connect with our products. And so here it is. Next up, get creative. This is where I tell every business, you do have an opportunity to utilize holiday marketing. So what does that mean? What does that look like? I'll tell you, I like to have fun with this. I have clients that we turn for breast cancer awareness. We'll turn their entire site pink. Kind of cool, fun. It's outside the box. If you look, if you drive down Bell Road and you look at AutoNation, they're big supporters of that, the Susan G. Komen. And so, they put the giant pink ribbons, they turn, all sorts of stuff pink, and it's fun. They got creative with it. Now, granted, they got an entire, marketing team behind them, but you as a business owner, you can still be competitive here. So this is where, think outside the box. Can you add some graphics to your website, to make it a little more holiday or seasonally themed? I saw one last year. This was kind of cool. This is why I actually put this graphic in here. They actually had Santa just shoot across the screen randomly. Again, some people might say, oh, that's tacky. Other people might say that's fun. Again, you know your clients best. I would say if you're maybe a wealth management advisor and, maybe your clients might not like that. I don't know. But for most people, they're going to appreciate that. They're going to see that as being fun and creative for what it is. Halloween happens to be our favorite time of the year. So if you are at the Tech Accelerator, let me just tell you, we're going big. I haven't even begun to set up, but I can just tell you, we did take down Amazon. They are probably running out of holiday items right now because of us. So we will be decorating our entire office complex with fun little trinkets this year. We have challenged each of the tenants to a little decorating contest as well. So some have taken us up on that already. Just throwing that out there, Julie. But again, this is where you guys get to have fun as a business owner. Can you decorate your windows? What kind of holiday themes are you doing on your social media campaigns? Tons of opportunity here. So just get festive with graphics, get festive with colors. We use Canva for almost everything. It's cheap, it actually is free. It doesn't cost you anything unless you buy the pro version like us. But again, there's a free version that's awesome. And there's tons of other programs like it. So again, this just comes down to thinking outside the box and, just put your mind to it, get it done. These are just some little graphics that we found. But again, there's tons of them. Maybe you're having a Halloween costume contest for your clients. Again, I gave an example earlier about, guess how many candies are in the candy jar for a gift certificate. There's so many we can go over right now. But I think you guys get the point that really just kind of focusing on getting creative and having fun. Let's see here. We're almost wrapping up here. So next up is email marketing. It's an oldie but goodie. We talk about it all the time. But email marketing, again, this is something that it literally has rebounded in terms of popularity. Because why? It keeps our business top of mind to our clients. Truthfully, I don't care if anybody reads my emails. I really don't. The point is, you saw my name in your inbox and you had to delete it. So you saw my name. I don't care. Beyond that, if you read it, fantastic. But if you didn't, you saw my name. And so you really got to think about that and think about the value behind it. You want to keep your business top of mind, not because necessarily these people need to come in and purchase product from you. Maybe you do want that. I know we do. But, there's another agenda behind that, which is, again, what happens when that referral comes up? Oh, goodness, I'm looking for Chris. I need some help with my marketing. Oh, you know what? I got a guy here. Why don't you give so-and-so a call? They helped me out once. Yet you have no idea how valuable that can be. And it's all about keeping your business top of mind. I can't think about and there's been tons of instances where somebody has needed something, and because a business keeps their business top of mind to me, I recommend them. Other ones who don't, sorry, you're an afterthought. And so that doesn't help you. And I'll give a great example to this. Our real estate agent, Mr. Russell Harris, he's actually here in Surprise. He's a really great guy. He actually helped us buy our last home. And so lo and behold, one day, my wife, we had a beautiful home here in Surprise in Mountain Vista Ranch. And all of a sudden my wife gets a little itch to go look at some new houses being built down the road. Didn't even think twice about it. I said, all right, whatever. We just got breakfast on a Saturday. Let's just go down and see. Well, guess what we bought? A new house. And so didn't even think about it. Russell, terrible about email marketing, never sends anything, maybe get a holiday card once a year from him, but does not by any means keep his business top of mind to me. I didn't even think about going into that house or that builder with my real estate agent, or even so much as giving them his name so that he could get credit for it at all. And so guess what happened? He got just worked right out of the deal, unfortunately. And that was much to our issue, because I'll tell you what, we had nothing but, I wouldn't say nothing but a nightmare, but we had some challenges, let's just say, along the way with the builder. And it would have been so nice to have a real estate agent right by our side. Now, granted, he did help us out just as a friend for most things, but, still, it would have been nice to make sure that he got the compensation he deserved for that. And really, all he had to do, I could have just simply sent him a text message, guaranteed within 5 minutes he would have been down there with us, even if it was in his gym shorts and a shirt, just nothing else other than to register his name just in case. He'd have done that, but he didn't, and guess what? Lost out on 3%. That's a lot of money in the real estate business. So anyway, pro tip, invest in a drip campaign. I can't stress this enough. A lot of the times we tend to get stingy with our money around the holiday time just because we see a lot of money going out in efforts to hopefully attract new clients. Let me just tell you, this is an investment in your business. You need to have a drip campaign. So when leads come into your business automatically, you have an automated series of messages that are going out that, again, keep your business top of mind. Develop them in advance. Pay a marketing company to do it. I don't care what your process is, but it's very, very important to do this. It is a huge, and again, I don't have any statistics for this presentation, but I can tell you the ROI on these things is incredible. You wouldn't know it if you don't do it, but I can tell you we do, and it works. Last but not least, actually two more, sorry. One of the last slides here, it's going to be customizing your website. So don't let your website go stagnant. Theme it up. Have a web designer, oftentimes, and this is the fun part, is clients will come to me and I'll present an idea. Oh no, Chris, I don't have the money for that. And I'll say, well, it's only $100. Oh, really? Okay, yeah, go ahead. And they thought to themselves, oh, it's going to be thousands of dollars or whatever the case may be. Oftentimes, it's a super simple fix for us web designers to go in there and just tune something up, add a graphic, do this, do that. It doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. That little investment can return its weight in gold. So really think about that. And if nothing else, it doesn't hurt to reach out and ask. Even if it is out of the budget, at least maybe next year you can plan for it. Get yourself some goals to work up to. So huge opportunity here. Brand your website, brand your social pages. I'll give you an example of how we're doing ours right now. We have a campaign going where we give a portion of our proceeds every quarter to a charity of our choosing. This quarter, we're working with Chance Shelter. It's an animal shelter here in the Surprise area. And so my wife, being her fun little creative self, she ends up putting dog paws across our logo. Again, some people may look at that and say, what in the world is that? Other people get it. We're dog lovers, so that's where I aligned myself this year. But this is a huge opportunity for us to, again, bring awareness to their organization. They're a nonprofit. We're going to give back to them. We co-brand. And selfishly, we actually get to draw off of their client base. Now we're helping all the people that follow Chance Shelter. They're going to now know who No Boundaries Marketing is. Because I can promise you, no other businesses out there, or very few other businesses are out there doing what we're doing. So this is your opportunity to lead by example for your industry and set some benchmarks. Have some fun with it. Next up, social ads. A lot of the times around the holidays, things get a little expensive, especially on Google when everybody's going to Google and, spending a ton of money, let's just say. Social, still super cheap. Super cheap brand awareness item. It's a fraction of the cost of actually paid ads, and it can bring some amazing awareness. So again, think outside the box. Think about your business and how, what is it that you're offering? Is it a product, a service, a free consultation, something like that? Again, sponsored ads can go a long way. Now, which social ad should you buy? That's all going to depend on where your demographic lies. So if, again, my target audience is, let's just say adults age 25 to 50, I'm probably going to go to Facebook. That's a great source for that age demographic. If my target audience is, let's just say I'm selling a retail product and I'm targeting kids ages 14 to 18, probably going to go to Snapchat, TikTok, something Instagram even, So really try to think about who your target demographic is and try to think about, okay, what social platform would that demographic be on? And if you have questions, reach out to us. I can help you with that stuff. Advice is free, and I can point you in the right direction. And then last but not least is getting behind a nonprofit. Do you know in the Surprise directory there are 86, so the Surprise Chamber, there are 86 nonprofit organizations. Pretty amazing. When you really think about this, there are a ton of nonprofits out there that are just desperate for help right now. So this is your opportunity, and this doesn't mean you just go down a list and, point your finger at somebody and say, hey, I'm going to help them. And if you do, great. I really don't care how you do it. But this is your opportunity to get behind something that's important to you. And I always tell clients to be a part of the conversation. That's really it. You're bringing awareness to an organization or a cause that's important to you. Now, if you have a personal story behind it, it doesn't mean you have to share your personal story. That can just be between you and the wall. But, at the end of the day, by you bringing awareness to an organization, that can really, really, really help. Right now, during the holiday season, it's all about that sense of community. You want to drive awareness to you, yes, but also you're helping out another organization. So again, there's that dual agenda, if you will, that we can accomplish. But I always like it because I'll tell you what, Chance Shelter, they've reached out to us. Audra's an amazing person. I've known her for years now. And not just that, previous quarter, we helped out the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, got an amazing certificate in the mail. Again, they don't have to do that stuff, but, you really feel good about yourself at the end of the day when you say, you know what, I did that for no other reason than to, help a nonprofit. Built a sense of community. And the really fun part is when your clients get behind you. We had a half dozen clients send in money on the last campaign just to support the charity that we're going to support. And man, that makes you feel good inside. I'll tell you what, gets you warm and fuzzy. But so put that stuff out there. It doesn't mean you're arrogant. It doesn't mean that, you're selfish. You got to stop feeling like that. Put this stuff out there because it's important that you understand that you're helping somebody else. So that's a lot for today. So I rambled on for about 40 minutes there. So I will just say, open this up to questions, really. Julie, I think you're unmuted. And I'm going to unmute everybody here. Bear with me. So
I will pipe in, Chris, that I was over at the Texcelerator, and I saw that Smiles has already really started decorating for their Halloween. So
you know what? You never show all your cards up front, Julie. Never, ever, ever.
Hey, I'm just saying it was quite impressive.
And, well, once I move to my new office, let me tell you, game time. All right, we're just waiting for. No, I'm sorry. It's I'm waiting for this to open up for everybody else. But in the meantime, if you do have any questions, let me know. You can put them in the QA section here. And let's see here, Sarah. I love your comment. Just started ordering pickup. Yeah, let me tell you, that is a blessing. I just want to thank whoever that is. Safeway's got it down. I wasn't too big of a fan of fries, but yeah, Safeway's delivery. Let me tell you, they are punctual. I love it. All right, we'll give it a couple more minutes here. So again, I know it's thinking about unmuting some people. I know Paulette, I think you can unmute yourself if you have any questions. But if anybody else has any questions, feel free to type them in the chat, the QA on the left-hand side. And we're going to give it just a couple more minutes. If not, email me. That's also another one. Stop by my office. You can come see me. All right, guys. Well, I think that is probably enough time. I don't know if anybody has any other questions, but again, you can always catch us after the session here. Just visit our website, noboundaries.marketing. You can stop by our office inside the Texcelerator or give us a call. So, whatever you need to do to get a hold of us, we're here for you. And then other than that, we have another social seminar next week, this time same time on Thursday, and we're going to be chatting about Twitter. So that's going to be a fun one. And like I said, every Thursday we're going to have these classes just to teach you guys something new, hopefully let you guys walk away with something that you can implement with your business today and go from there.
Thank you, Chris. This was awesome. I love your webinars.
Thank you.
Every time.
Well, I appreciate everybody joining today. We had a pretty good showing, so I appreciate that. And if you guys have any questions, give us a call. But have a wonderful day.
Thank you.